Right, you may be wondering why I'm wearing a silky blouse with a pussycat bow, and the reason is we need to talk about Melania. I think the Free Melania movement, as if she's locked in Trump's boot, is a disgrace. It suggests that Mrs. Trump, a successful model and entrepreneur, isn't a free agent, but a hostage. This may be amusing, but it's nonsense. Only this week, Melania launched a $150 million lawsuit claiming that libelous claims she was once an escort could hurt her chances of establishing multi-million-dollar business relationships during the years in which she'll be one of the most photographed women in the world. Quite, Mrs. Trump. Why do we even still think about a wife as part of a package deal with her hubby? It's 2017. We may not like the president, but that's no reason to objectify his wife as if she's the billionaire president's chattel rather than a person in her own right.
Well, I kind of feel like he's about to explode. Sitting next to me, I have no idea what that hand gesture
That was a really long one, was it? How long you were going to go droning on for? Dear, oh dear, I want to get Michelle in.
I have to say, I do agree with you. And I saw a poll the other day which was saying, you know, she is the most disliked or least popular president's wife. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, why? She hasn't even done anything yet. What were we even basing that on?
On him.
And I do think, though, that, like, this Free Melania stuff, I've seen so many things saying, you know, so many pictures of the way they're seated at a dinner and people are saying, you know, he's abusing her. Look, they don't even have no contact. She's sitting like this. You know, is she, like, stuck in this situation? And I actually think that's quite offensive to people that are in domestic abusive situations because it's like, whatever you think of Donald Trump, she obviously doesn't agree, or else she wouldn't have married him, or she wouldn't have stayed with him. And I just think we all kind of just need to chill out a little bit, stop trying to interfere in people's private marriages, and just kind of respect her position and wait and see what she does and how she does it.
I'm with you, actually, oddly enough. I mean, I thought
Women of the world
I
unite.
thought I wouldn't be when I saw her subject. However, you know, you've got to remember she met him in 1998. She's been with him since then. If she was just hanging around him to get money or whatever, she could have got that 10 years ago and gone off and bought 10 houses with it. She's still with him. And I've read quite a few interviews with her. One of the New Yorker where she said, people think I'm shy. She said, I'm not shy at all. And I think what she is aloof. She just pulls herself back, and I think it's a really good position to take because she's just not going to engage. You know, we might expect her to try and fill Michelle Obama's shoes, big shoes to fill. But I don't think she's even going to try that, and we know she's not because she's going to be living in Manhattan while he's in Washington, which I think, you know, she's just deciding she's pulling back and she's not going to be the typical president's wife.
Is there a typical role for a president's wife or a prime minister's husband?
It's usually to hang on his... It is to hang on his arm, isn't it? Normally,
I
until
think the
Michelle.
whole thing is just... It sucks. I'm sorry to curse, but I think this whole business of two for the price of one, you know, like selection committees in Tory constituencies often go for a man because they think the wife is part of the package deal. And it reminds me, it's slightly demeaning. I'm often defined as who I'm sister of, or who, whatever, as you always do. You always make me sister of you-know-who. And I thought that this is why Theresa May had to apologise, as we'll see in a second, for referring to the Shadow Foreign Secretary by her husband's title.
And the Shadow Foreign Secretary is shouting at me, by you. Yes, Lady Nugent, by me.
So her husband's Sir something Nugent, and so she's Lady Nugent. But that was just a sort of dig, or just saying, you're an appendage.
Well, how can you interpret... Right, let's just get a few facts out.
Oh, go on.
Hashtag Free Melania. What exactly are we freeing her from?
From being a prisoner in the White House. Not even in the White House. And Rapunzel in her Trump tower.
As Carol pointed out, she's in Manhattan. She's not... So let's deal with some facts.
She's Rapunzel in her Trump
right,
tower.
So she's living in Manhattan.
Did you hear the line, blink twice if you need...
So this is...
It's quite funny.
She does look a bit glassy.
Absolute nonsense. The idea that in all these instances the wife is some sort of subjugated, quiet little soul... Dear God, you never met my most recent ex-wife. That was so absolutely not the case. You would not believe it.
Nick.
And as with, by the way, I'm blinking twice. As with, that is Emily Thornberry's other name. Just live with it. Just accept it.
And-
just as I could call you Mrs. Blah Blah, or I could call you Rachel
Sarah
Johnson.
Boris.
Yeah. No,
And let's face it, Emily
Emily
doesn't use that name because she thinks it takes her away from her left-wing stance.
She has an
she
identity.
thinks it's going to alienate her.
Look, we girls
she's
are
got an
agreed.
identity,
Listen,
all right.
there is a problem, which is that so far, unfortunately, we've had only male presidents and therefore First Lady. So the First Lady is this awful, icky role. Somebody called it a white satin music box. You know, you're not really allowed to be your own person. And I love this notion
Well, assuming
To be honest,
that she's worried about
frankly
this.
doing I mean, listen. 2 out of 3 of Donald Trump's wives have been immigrants. You know, this is a job that
What's that got to
American
do with
women
anything?
won't even do.
What's that got to do with the price of fish? Michelle
you
Obama did an extraordinary work for. Actually, for you to say they achieved nothing is.
I
and I've
didn't
heard
say
you
that.
laud
You just
Michelle
said that.
Obama. No,
No,
you
I
said
didn't
the
say
first ladies
that.
never do anything. It's a white satin.
Do you think
soapbox
Michelle
that I
Obama would have been digging vegetables in the White House garden and going on about childhood obesity if
No,
she
I'm talking
wasn't
about-
First Lady? She'd have had an amazing
But you
career.
said before 2 for the price of 1. There's an instance where it wasn't 2 for the price of 1. They were 2 very separate entities.
Let's have a look.
Michelle Obama had a role.
let's have a quick look to Michelle's point earlier about the photos and what you can make from photos. Does that? I'm not a body language expert.
I want to know what the
I know,
joke
but
is.
there is another picture. I think there is another picture
There is
where,
another picture,
where
yes.
you see Michelle looking a bit
Yeah.
Gooseberry-ish. Yeah, you see?
There you go. I think she's looking down her
Michelle-
Come
nose.
on, let's just
Michelle
go back
looks
to a
furious.
Michelle. I mean, not you, Michelle, which we will. But in a second, Michelle Obama was superior to Barack. She was his mentor when they were at law school.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Michelle?
I don't know. I look at that photo and I just think, so what? I mean, you move around, you don't stand still. You can take pictures of us lot and we move and she don't like him.
Yeah.
And those 2 are having an affair and those 2 are fighting. It's like, what? I don't get the obsession. I just.
And also, you know, we might. She's not performing like we would expect her to perform. Maybe because she's a little bit scared of this role. You know,
in shock like the rest of the world.
There was a little clip of her. Here. Look at this one now, where she's smiling. He turns away. Look, she stops smiling. Look, I
She
don't know
blinked twice there.
I don't know what he said to her there. I think he must have said something horrible to her there, but I don't know. But, you know, she is practising being the president's wife in the eyes of the world. It must be a bit daunting, I think.
In all honesty, I have no interest whatsoever in the husband or wife of the person that's in charge of a country. I'm just interested in them. And I think, again, we spend so much time, if it's a woman in that role, if it's the First Lady, we spend so much time saying, oh, what's she wearing? What does she look like? Oh, those shoes are a bit high.
Oh, we do that.
We
That's,
create a
you know,
superficial
Yeah.
sort of image, an impression of the partner of a successful person.
A woman partner. My point is it's always the woman who has to trot along meekly, who has to go up on conference
Dennis
and
Thatcher
give...
did a pretty good job,
No,
didn't
he
he?
didn't, though. He was very much behind the scenes.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
If it's a woman...
That's my point.
Oh.
That's totally great.
Oh, right,
and I think
okay.
you could argue
Sorry.
the same about Philip May. I think he's playing the role absolutely brilliant. He's
I
just
didn't even know his name was
There's
Philip.
no expectation from men that they have to trot along and be this consort person.
But we're assuming Melania's upset about that role. I don't think she's upset. She's a smart woman. This is a girl who, you know, she straight A's at school. She was educated in you know, communist stroke socialist Yugoslavia. She had a really good education. She's a smart girl.
If she was
if she
really
wanted
smart,
to take a role, maybe she wanted to
she'd
take
keep
a role.
her
she
brand
would-
separate.
I'm into that.
I want to know which 2 of us are having an affair. You looked over that way. I want to know. It's certainly not me.
We'll discuss it in the break.
Right.
That's going to be in the papers next week.